Today's video is one that I've been excited for a very long time, if I'm being honest with you, because as you can tell by the title, today we're crafting every single item inside of Lego Fortnite. And if you don't recognize where we are, I built this room specifically for this video, because with all the chests we have here, we'll be able to properly store every single item. As you can see, we have 2 gem chests for the pickaxes, 2 gem chests for the swords, crossbows, spears, and so on. And like I said, today we're going to be making every single combination. And if you don't realize how insane that is, take a look at this spreadsheet that I just made with every single item that could possibly be crafted. Yes, this is every single combination. It's 280 different tools and weapons, if you didn't know that. But like I said, in today's video, we're going to be crafting every single epic item that exists in the game. So if I come over here to the crafting bench, this is the same thing that I already have down on my spreadsheet, but there's 7 different tiers of items that we're going to need to make. We have the sword, the spear, the dagger, and the crossbow, plus of course our pickaxe, and then also the machete and axe. And yeah, combination wise, if you guys didn't know, there's so many different ways to make tools now in Lego Fortnite. And yeah, like I said, we have an absolute journey to go on today. And if you guys didn't know, the whole goal of doing this in the first place, because some of you guys might think I'm crazy for this, I promise you I might be just a little bit crazy, but there's a reason I'm doing it, and it's because I'm trying to 100% Lego Fortnite. And in order to do that, I'm trying to get every single item in its legendary state. Of course, if I come over here to this room, I said this was storage, and if I open some of these chests, I already have a bit of legendary items. Specifically, I have some swords, I also have some crossbows, and then a few pickaxes. So the first thing I have to do is go ahead and check the ones off that I already have. And guys, again, I'm going to be using this spreadsheet. It'll be linked down in the description. If you want to go on this journey yourself, this is actually going to be a super helpful guide, and it's going to keep you super organized all around when you're trying to track these things, because without it, it's going to be really hard. So yeah, you can check out this guide if you want for free down in the description. Okay, and after spending the entire day in game counting every single chest and checking them off on my list, I'm happy to report that, drumroll please, I have officially accumulated 30 legendary tools and weapons in Lego Fortnite. And I know that does not sound like a lot, but I promise you today, and I mean, actually, you know what? Right now, we're about to go craft all of the rest of them. We're obviously not going to get them straight up to legendary, but we can at least make our epic variants and get them in the chest and ready for us to upgrade every single one. So let's get over to our crafting bench. And also, guys, while we're moving, look at this place. It looks a little bit nicer. I've still yet to add lights in here, so at nighttime, it's definitely dark. But yeah, I added some railings, which looks super nice. It helps put this entire thing together. And then, of course, over on that other side, I built out that chest spot. But yeah, in general, there are village upgrades going on off camera. That's always exciting. But I've got my checklist right next to me, so I'm just gonna go down the list and craft as many items as I possibly can. This is about to be super satisfying, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. And also, hang on, I gotta make sure my inventory is completely empty so I can store as much stuff as I possibly can. And yeah, like I said, let's get into this. And I think we're going to start with the most useful thing, which is going to be the sword and the crossbow. So I guess we'll start with swords. And like I said, taking a look at our handy dandy list again, we're in the sword tab. And yeah, I have the most swords out of anything. As you can see, sapphire is almost completely done. I just need to make sapphire flexwood, sapphire knotroot, mahogany, and wood. So yeah, we still got 4 left there. On top of that, you guys get the point. But I'm just going to be going through and finding what combinations I do not yet have checked off. So like I said, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it and craft these first few sapphire swords that we're going to need to make. And there we are. I almost made a mahogany one until I realized that I literally have that as my main sword right now. Either way, that's just the first few of many that we're going to be crafting today. So let's get back into this crafting bench. And just like that, we crafted every single sword we possibly can, and this is what they look like. One thing you may be thinking is that, Kaz, you didn't make any shatterhorns, and yes, you're right. If we come over here, because this is my storage room, and we go to my shatterhorn chest, I currently have 1. I mean, I guess I have another one if you count the one that's in the wall mount, but still, we have 2 in total. We're not going to be able to make all of our shatterhorns today, but everything else is fair game. So yeah, let's come right over here to our chest, and let's just throw all of these inside. Now, if we go to the bottom row, you'll see that these are our legendaries, which we'll continue to store away as we get them upgraded. But now we know we have every single combination that we're gonna need to get to legendary right here waiting for us, so that's nice. I'm no longer gonna have to think about which ones to craft because they're already all crafted. You guys get the point though. Let me keep on doing this with a bunch of other things, and I feel like I'm gonna run out of resources eventually. So in order to try to prevent that, I'm gonna go ahead and just put down a few lumber mills because I feel like I'm gonna run out of rods pretty soon. And I mean, it's not the prettiest setup, but my goodness, is that efficient. We got every single rod type being crafted right now, so hopefully that'll help keep us from running out. Also, we're obviously going to need some gems, but you know, we just have our villagers working on that. Speaking of, this is a good tip. If you guys are going to be doing this, make sure you have your villagers getting you gems. I know some of them are. I need to find which ones actually are, though. It's neither of you two. Let's see. Is it you, Goldfish? Do you have gems for me? You do not, but you have blast powder. 30 blast powder. That's insane. Okay, he got me with 30 blast powder. That's kind of insane, but that's what we're looking for. All right, we got some gems. Not a whole lot, but hey, it's better than nothing. And yeah, assign your villagers to get you gems if you're going to be doing this, because without that, it's just so difficult to do. And also, Peely is not letting me talk to him. I don't know what is going on with him. He's just hitting the backstroke. I don't know. Whatever. It is time to keep on crafting. And next up, we went ahead and crafted some crossbows. Opening up my inventory, you can see we have quite a bit. These all need to eventually, again, be upgraded to legendary. But for now, let's go ahead and just put them away. And guys, this is actually so much fun to do. And you see these really incredible looking combinations that otherwise I feel like I would have never seen myself. For instance, some of my favorites have to be this ruby and frostpine one. I mean, the white looks so nice with that red. I also really like the way this looks. This is amber and knotroot. And yeah, those two colors go really well together, but it is dark, so you can barely see it anymore. Let's go ahead and put all of these away up top. And man, that's a lot of crossbows it looks like to get, but luckily we already have quite a few. Obviously, we're checking everything off of our list, so we're making no duplicates. Anyway, now that we have every single sword and crossbow combination that could possibly be made in the game crafted right here in this spot, I think it's time to make some pickaxes. So that's what we're gonna do next. I don't have a whole lot of pickaxes legendary yet because these actually take quite a bit longer than most other weapons. Obviously, with a pickaxe, you have to do a lot of damage to break it, or in this case, rift it. So yeah, these will definitely take longer, but it's always a good idea to have them crafted ahead of time. So yeah, like I said, that's what we're doing next. And there we are, our last pickaxe we had to make. And dude, pickaxes are expensive. Each one costs 8 gems. So yeah, this was not cheap. However, I did find the most goated combination of all time here, and that's going to be this emerald pickaxe. And I had to sleep through the night to show this off to you because look at this thing. This green on green is so nice. I don't know about you guys, but after they updated the items in Odyssey, they all look so good in their rifted states, and I cannot wait to see them all. Anyway, let's go ahead and put these away up here. And oh my goodness, I don't even have enough room. And after this, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't really know what to do. We have our crossbow, we have our sword, and we have our pickaxe, which are all very, very useful things. Wanted to make sure we had these crafted first, but we still have 4 more categories of items to make. And looking at them, we have the axes, which I just don't have any of. Like, I don't know. I just don't use axes that much. Then we have daggers, which I have 1 ruby dagger upgraded, but other than that, again, we don't have any of those. We have not a single machete. I don't know if I've ever used that besides when they came out with Lost Isles. Sorry, they're just kind of useless. But then lastly, we also have the spear. And honestly, the spears are kind of fun. These look amazing when they're rifted to legendary as well. Like, dude, these just look so cool. I don't know. They look a little more pointy and short. Just a beautiful item nonetheless. So we'll put it away for now. We'll take the milk out of there. And I think that we're going to make more spears. Again, I'm kind of stuck because just none of these are very useful. You know what? No spears. We're making machete. Wait, machetes? Is that what they're called? Machete. Yeah, that's what it's called. I don't even know the name of it. We're going to make those because I've hardly ever used them. All right, so we just went ahead and put away our machetes, and we're going to take a quick break because we've been doing a lot of crafting. We still have a few more categories to go. Obviously, we have the spear, we have the dagger, and the axe. But like I said, it's time to take a fun little break. And one cool thing about doing this is the fact that obviously, if you grind the game, you'll know you get a ton of essence. So much to the point where a lot of it overflows. You have that 1500 stack limit where everything else is just going to essentially go to waste. That doesn't have to be the case anymore because I can go ahead and apply any rune upgrades to any of these tools whenever I want. And for those of you watching who are late into your world progression, you'll also know the struggle of this. So yeah, it's really, really nice. We're actually going to do so much as to take the rune forge straight over here. I feel like there's really going to be no use for it up there anymore since all of my tools are here. So for now, I guess we can just kind of put it in the middle. I mean, I feel like I'll eventually end up moving it, but for now, this should work. And I just realized I said I hadn't tested a machete, and I still have one in my hand. So we're going to go on a quick break. Like I said, we're going to test the machete and see what it's all about. Before that, of course, I have to pick which one because there's quite a bit to choose from, and it doesn't even really matter at the end of the day. So I'm going to take this one here because I think it looks sick. It's ruby and mahogany. Let's roll some essence, though, so we can hopefully, get damage on it. There's not really much else I want to put on this thing. I'm going to leave some empty slots just in case I want to throw some on later. But yeah, like I said, before we go on this adventure, I am going to get a ton of essence, and I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to upgrade a couple more things while I'm here. And we've depleted our essence. We only have 120 left, meaning I can't throw any more tier 3 upgrades. So we'll leave it at that. We just upgraded some random things that will eventually go ahead and rift to legendary. Peely's here. Let's take him on an adventure with us. Actually, no, he needs to keep making gems. Not gonna lie. And because our ultimate goal is to get everything legendary, that means we're gonna need a lot of Eyes of the Storm. So we're down here fighting Raven, which is gonna be a common occurrence. In this world, I'm basically gonna do this every 24 hours because I need to take advantage of the loot that he drops. So let's get up here, and today, like I said, we're fighting him with a machete, which is kind of scary because Raven actually does a lot of damage up close. So let's see what we can do. I've never used the machete before. I don't even know if this is what it's for. I'm pretty sure the best use for a machete is to slice up plants. And yeah, okay, this is not going to do much damage to him. I'm not going to lie. 10 damage is kind of bad. And okay. There's the machete for you, I guess. That was so bad. That was so embarrassing. How did that just happen? Well, we're back. Luckily, we had a handy dandy totem of return on us, and never again will we be using the machete to try to fight Raven, because that was just bad. What I will do, though, is get him really weak and then finish him off with a machete, just so we can say we did it, because there's really just no coming back from what just happened, but we can at least try. So here we go. We got Raven down to one shot. Let's not die again. And here we go. One final swing should do it, and wow. Okay, we got slight redemption with the machete, but yeah. I think I'm gonna stick to cutting down bushes with this thing, because otherwise, I'm never gonna use it for combat. More Eyes of the Storm, though, is a great reward for coming down here, so we'll take those and we'll get out of here. Anyway, we made it back home, and I just realized I never even rifted this machete, so I wasn't even progressing it towards legendary. That was literally a waste of time and a waste of a totem. I need to pick a struggle, bro. Anyway, we got a few more things to craft. Like I said, we're crafting everything in the game, and next we got to do the weapons and tools that don't get used very much, but nonetheless, we have to have them here. Let's start with axes, then we'll do daggers, and we'll do spears. Nothing too entertaining, so yeah, let's just go ahead and get through them. Okay, and I have officially nuked my gem count. I don't have any more gems. I've crafted absolutely everything except for some axes. There's just a few more that I need there, but other than that, as you can see, I have all the daggers now and all of the spears, plus everything else, and that's every single item in the epic category that can be converted into a legendary through the legendary forge. And over the course of time, this room will turn into an entire exhibit of every single one that I retire. There are so many legendaries to get, and I hope you guys are ready to join me on this journey, because it's going to be a long one, but we just need to make sure we're always wearing a totem of return, because we literally learned earlier in this video that this could all go bye-bye in a second. So yeah, we'll have a totem of return on, and we'll continue grinding out this world until we have every single legendary tool. Drop a like to give me good luck on this journey, and make sure you have those notifications on, because I'm announcing a build challenge later this month that you're not going to want to miss. But it's been your boy Kaz. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end of this one. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.